Morning. My name is Tim Longolin. I'm here representing livestock auction markets. We have two others. Our business is Lockhart Auction in Lockhart, Texas. We represent both small and large, depending on what your category of small and large producers are, whether they might market 2 cattle a year or 3,000. It doesn't matter. That's our business. And I'm not going to start off by saying whether I'm for or against, but I can tell you that I am for a voluntary system. But I have some concerns, and a lot of those have been brought out to you today, and I'll just reiterate them as part of my time to, I guess, draw the lottery, as you say. This program, as it is today, will definitely draw hardship on producers and markets. It's going to also draw hardship on the livestock. I believe Mr. Christensen earlier brought up the fact of the animal health issue in the current system, of how we perceive that it will go into effect on how cattle will have to be handled. Mr. Goodo talked about the volume of cattle he deals with on a Saturday or any given sale day. Any one of us in the livestock auction business deals with a large volume of cattle in a short amount of time. Our job is to market those cattle through a competitive nature for each and every producer, whether they have 1 or 1,000, it doesn't matter. So it comes into play with the animal welfare issue of how we can get those cattle processed through the system, across the scale, and that consignor gets paid for his cattle without additional cost, hardships, and inherent things like shrink, death, and injury that will happen to those cattle as we have to process them in a speedy manner. So speed of commerce is another thing that's been mentioned earlier about this system really needs to bring that into play. Another thing is the reliability of this system. I actually partner with a gentleman that is in, well, he's in the top 5 in the United States as far as a cattle dealer. They were involved, as San Angelo Livestock Auction was in the early beginning, starting to tag some of these cattle to see how this process would work. Best numbers I can get, it's only about 80% effective. That's not very good. Those of us in the livestock auction business, our current identification system is a stick-on tag and a computer program where we have each one of those animals identified individually to their consignor, and we check those animals after they're sold to make sure they go to the correct buyer. 80% of the time it ain't going to work for us. We can't take 20 head or 200 or 2,000 head and be running them back through the chute. So low frequency tags may not be the answer. I've also seen the cost-benefit study. I think there's a lot of holes in it myself, but I have the question of where's the benefit for the producer. Thank you.